Mondstadt has always been my comfort region since the start of Genshin Impact, and the one place that truly felt like home. With a few characters from Mondstadt receiving the Hexarite buffs, I wanted to see whether or not Mondstadt characters can still complete the Spiral Abyss, especially with how the current Abyss is now compared to the original. So make your predictions now down in the comments below on whether or not I'll be able to not only clear the Spiral Abyss, but 36 starring it as well, and let me know if you got it right. But I'll have to warn you though, this Abyss was excruciating, and just trying to perfect my rotations while being mindful of the time made me almost want to pull my hair out. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Before we get into the video, I just want to give a quick shout out to Elemental Games for sponsoring this video. So one of the most anticipated open world ARPG is finally opening signups for a closed beta test. Silver Palace is set in a fictional 19th century Europe, where the player assumes the role of a detective investigating crimes and solving mysterious phenomenons, with stunning graphics and a story inspired by classic fairy tales. So in a trailer released by Silver Palace, we're looking at a unique purple flame, which could resemble a type of enemy's element or damage type. It looks like we're investigating a body as a detective that's solving crimes. There's also English voice acting as well in this game, and also the glass slippers, which resemble the classic fairy tale Cinderella.
It's the purists.
So perhaps the purist is that figure that's standing there that we're following, and also the perpetrator of this whole crime scene. And nobody else can see them besides the detective. We also see the glass slipper again, which definitely means that it has a very important plot connection to the story. So now we're running away from what looks like water that's flooding the entire alleyway. I don't think water or liquids usually move like this. So this might be perceived as like a solid, maybe a sand element. The color is also very silver throughout the whole map. So it looks like it might have a connection to the name of the game, which is Silver Palace. So the detective woke up from a nightmare. But was that after the investigation, like we're seeing right now? Or was everything a nightmare all along? If you like what you see, make sure to sign up for the first official closed beta test for Silver Palace using the link in the description or the pinned comment. And check out their official social media so you don't miss out on any news. Now back to the video. So here's a list of basically every Genshin characters that has been released. We're gonna be just looking at Mondstadt characters in this video, so hopefully I can find like a team to challenge the Spiral Abyss with in both floor 11 and floor 12. There's not really a way we can just sort by Mondstadt characters only, so we're gonna be digging around to hopefully find them, since a lot of Mondstadt characters are released throughout the whole entirety of Genshin, with one releasing just this patch. So it's gonna be fun trying to find all of them. But yeah, I do have a few ideas of what teams I'm gonna be bringing, so hopefully I'll still be able to complete this challenge. As for my main DPSs, Clea is definitely gonna be one of them, and I do have her build pretty invested. She is using the Lost Prayers and also 4-piece Wanderer's Troop artifact set. She is C0 and her talents are, I think, okay, but could be better. I feel like this will probably be enough for the Abyss. Then we do have Fischl, who recently got a buff. I'm using the Sweetness on her, and then just Golden Troop artifact as well. Like most of my Mondstadt 4-stars, she is C6. And her talents are okay. Hopefully the damage is still there. There's also Durin as well, the new character. I'm using Mist-Spreader on him since I don't have his signature. As for artifacts, I think we could either use the Noblesse, or for more damage, we could also use the Emblem set. So I swapped to an Emblem set and his stats are looking pretty good. 72% crit rate with 181 crit damage. As for Mona, her build looks pretty good for Voltyea R5 and 4-piece Noblesse. She is C3, so she does get a bit of bonuses there. So let's see how she'll work out in this Abyss. And then the other character, we have Sucrose. She is the TTDS kind of buffer with 4-piece VV and C6. Razor is probably going to be another important character for my team. I'm using Serpent Spine R5 on him, so this is a pretty good universal claymore in general. For artifact, I'm thinking about Gilded Dreams, since I'll be playing him in mostly an Overload team, especially for floor 12 later. So hopefully his artifact set is decent enough. I'm also using an Attack Goblet, since I'll be playing him with Bennett C6 most likely. His stats actually looks pretty juiced, so I'm looking forward to see how much damage he'll be able to do. Talents are okay though, so we could definitely level it up a little bit. Guess I can just level up his burst a little bit. Level 12, yeah, okay, should be good. And then we do have Albedo, our last Hexerite character. I'm using Cinnabar Spindle, and he's on 4-piece Golden Troop. I'm also C1 on him, and talents are okay. Yeah, let's go challenge it a bit and just see how well we'll be able to do. But yeah, for floor 11, I'm probably going to bring some characters that I probably won't be using on floor 12, just to kind of showcase them around. So for the first chamber, I feel like Venti is a must since I believe there's a lot of enemies, especially in the first half. So I'll probably need a Venti to kind of speed things up. But as for his teammates, I'm not sure if Venti and Albedo will work together well, but I could just kind of squeeze them in here and see how this will do. So yeah, hopefully this team will be able to actually clear floor 11, since I'm not sure if this is like a troll team or not, but they're all Mondstadt representatives. So hopefully this will go well. Alright, there's 65 opponents here, of course. But luckily, I did prepare for this and brought Venti, so hopefully. Alright, Diluc is doing around pretty nice damage. 50k for Mel, 60k I saw. I remember back in 1.0, he's considered as one of the best DPSs in the game. I've always wanted to get him as well, but now I don't really use him anymore. Kind of ironic. But it's good to see he still gets to shine, even in like 2025. Okay, I do have Rosaria, but enemies are like, there's a lot of them are cryo, so she's not really getting like that much damage in. I think the MVP of this lineup is most likely just Venti. Albedo is also helping out a lot. So that was a pretty easy chamber in general. Second half, let's see. It's gonna use my Hexerite teammates, feed my official a lot of EM, and just see what happens. I'm getting like super conduct because Mona doesn't really give that much hydro applications, especially off field, so this team is a little bit scuffed, but it's still working out pretty well. At least getting into the chamber decently fast. As for my damage, I'm seeing a lot of numbers. My burst is getting up mostly off cooldown, and this is like a protect the monolith kind of stage as well, with Mona's elemental skill being able to draw the enemy's attention. Actually works out pretty well. And this is also not timed, so I could technically just take my time and get my burst back up, but enemies die kind of quickly, so I don't have a chance to do that apparently. Chamber 2, oh, finally an attack percent bonus. Let's see how much Dilu can do now. Oh, there's a bunch of Spectre enemies. Let's see if I can melt them. Okay, they're immune. 40k. Yeah, Diluc actually still does pretty nice damage, all things considered. Very, very good and unexpected. Alright, there's one wave down. Rosario just hitting immune after immune, but she's kind of here just to cheerlead my team to victory. Albedo actually does so much damage now with a buff as well. Very good off-field character. Alright, let's see. Burst damage. Oh, Albedo's damage kind of covered up the screen, but I'm pretty sure Diluc still did like around 50k or something with melt. So that's very good. We already had the last wave, so I'm gonna just save my bursts. Kind of just stand here. Yeah. Floor 11 so far has been going by pretty smoothly. There's only 2 enemies here with the giant Nathlon ball spawning. I think I'm just gonna keep using Mona to apply Hydro. Yeah, I like to charge is doing like decently 10k every reaction. I think this ball is resisting Hydro, so I'm doing like not as much damage as I would like. But hopefully Fish will kind of makes things easier. And yeah, overall, pretty easy stage with only 2 balls and plenty of time to clear. But this is like a warm-up for me. Floor 12 is gonna be like the harder one with more restrictions on the team. This is just to show off the Mondstadt characters 5 years later after they released. And yeah, another 3-star here. Alright, last stage, I'm gonna use Elemental Mastery as my buffs. It's really insane how Venti and Albedo basically just both got a glow up, since they're able to carry me now in Abyss. Alright, Dilu kind of accidentally push the boss like 10 miles away from each other, so I'll just take care of them one by one, I guess. But my Venti did have burst earlier, so maybe that was an issue. Oh, you just put up a shield again? Well, thankfully I brought Diluc here since he's able to kind of just melt the shield down. But that's a little bit unfortunate. One thing I like about Diluc though is that when you switch off of him, he still has like his infusion after his burst. That's great. These Fatuis, I'm not sure if they'll be able to get sucked in together that well. Let's see my burst melt. 100k, nice. Yeah, Rosaria and Diluc actually pairs up quite well with each other. Alright, just do this. No, I got trapped. Let me out. I wanna... I didn't reach her. I don't even need to use Diluc though. I can finish her off with a burst. Alright, final chamber of floor 11. We do get a boss. Nice. See how well we can deal with this team. This Denso Chicken is pretty much weak against electro attacks. So Fisher should be able to make it go on a rampage. Yep. Chicken is mad. Probably gonna charge me soon. Wait, no. What's it doing? It's dropping some Denso cores on the ground, which allows me to kind of hyper bloom, which is kind of nice. Oh, it kind of stood down. It sat down. Decided to take a nap, I guess. This is like a very reactionary based team. I'm seeing like some 20k damage there. I have 30 seconds left to clear. Even with the first half getting a bit of sus, we're still able to clear with plenty of time left. Alright, now it's floor 12. I believe the first chamber is probably the hardest as well. And looking at the enemies here, I definitely need to bring a Claymore character for the second half. We have the Hydro Eidolon enemies as well. And this plunging boss. Okay. So I do have Claymore characters I could bring, either Razor or Diluc. I'm leaning towards Razor, like an overload team for him in the second half. And then the first half, it's probably going to be the more trickier half. I'm not sure if I want to bring Albedo with me here. But let's just see what we can come up with. Okay, so we'll see how well this goes. It's going to burst with Venti first, and then we can use Durin's burst. Oh, damage is pretty good. I'm kind of mixing up the enemies together. Oh. Cooldown is over, so let's burst again. Energy looks pretty good. I don't have any issues charging them up. Pretty simple team to play. I'm actually liking it. Alright, Venti, get your burst back, please. Thank you. And then we have the last enemy here. I actually just realized I haven't really used Klee at all, but she's mostly just gonna be helping me out in chamber 2 and 3. Okay. Let's not. Thank you. I have how many minutes? I have 1 minute to spare. A little bit lower than that, actually, so if I don't have enough damage, I'll probably just revisit chamber 1 later with like more of a better team. But let's just try to get through this chamber first. Even if we don't get 36 stars, it's fine. Alright, gotta plunge. It's gonna be kind of slow. I'm not sure if Albedo will be better here or not. Plunge, but it's the best I could do. I have 20 seconds left for 36 stars. And there's 2 enemies. If there's only 1 opponent, maybe this will be better. With 2 opponents, it's definitely not gonna be possible. That's fine. I can redo Abyss and just see what I could change. I think the sword plunge and claymore plunge damage wise is around the same. The second half definitely takes a while to beat though. I don't know if I want to burst. I kind of want to just save it. Okay, let's just go on to chamber 2. I want to see if I'm able to get 3 stars here at least. Got some crit buffs, which is great. It's looking like I can also still group the enemies up a little bit. You can also stagger the heavier enemies. Oh, there's 2 of these samurais. They're pretty much like impossible to group up, but the most important thing is to be able to finish them off together. Alright, this one is way better since I was able to kill them both at the same time. As for the Ruin Guard, I'm not sure if Klee or Venti is stronger, like DPS wise. I mean, the constant animal is also pretty good. So yeah, not really sure. Oh, somehow got a boss down as well, accidentally. As long as our character just doesn't die, we should be fine. Let's heal up with Razor and then start our burst. Ow, that hurts. Like, Albedo does have a shield, like with the Geo Crystal, so I'm thinking that is enough to protect us. And it's looking like one burst rotation, I'm able to do around half of the enemy's HP. So I think that's good enough. Alright, I have a whole minute left for this. Hopefully, time-wise, I'm looking good. The most important part is also being able to preserve some of my bursts for the third chamber, since if I'm able to keep it, that'll be probably ideal. I have 30 seconds left. Time-wise, I think I'm looking good. I hope I'll have my burst as well. Gonna get my Bennett burst up slowly. Okay, I think I hear Benett's burst come up. Alright, this is the final stage, which is the boss. I think this boss is like weak to Pyro or something. And I do have Klee, so she'll be able to apply a good amount of Pyro. It's probably the most important chamber for Klee since the Pyro applications and also the shield, as we can see. Yeah, that's a lot of damage after I destroy the shield, so yeah. Klee is definitely very nice to bring here since she's also a catalyst character, which basically have infinite Pyro applications. We're getting through this pretty quick. Get my Venti burst up as well, and also burst with Klee since we're able to do more Pyro applications as well. I shield is here, but let's just destroy the shield real quick. Time wise, I have around 8.5. So 1.5 minutes for the third chamber. Actually, I have no idea what the third chamber enemy was again, so let's hope for something easy. Oh, okay, it's this thing. I mean, overall can kind of destroy the show fast, especially with Razor as well, being a Claymore character. So, yeah. I'm just hoping I have enough time for this. Ooh. You gotta be careful of my Razor's health. I showed his back again, but it's also gone again, so keep up the damage. Got half of the HP, also half of the time gone, so it's gonna be very close for sure. I just landed on that without knowing. Ooh. Very, very scary. Okay, 17 seconds left. Come on. This is like my last burst. Please don't put up a shield. Please don't put up a shield. No. Come on. Yes. Okay. So, second chamber and third chamber, I was able to get 3 stars. I'm actually wondering if I can improve the first chamber. Since first chamber is probably the hardest, wondering if there's any other Mondstadt characters I could bring, like Rosaria potentially? I started experimenting with teams in the first chamber, but this abyss is really tricky with Mondstadt only. Because the first chamber consists of 41 enemies, not bringing Venti will be quite hard to get through it fast enough. Which leaves us to the second half where a plunging weasel awaits. This second half was restrictive, and even though Albedo allows me to plunge, his flower takes quite some time to activate. This whole process makes us waste around 20 seconds. And by that time, the time was already up. On the other hand, not bringing Venti to the first half was a nightmare. I used Sucrose and Jean to suck enemies, but I immediately felt the effect of not having Venti, who is honestly just the best at grouping the enemies up. Even with Duran and Albedo, the first half took almost 2 minutes to clear. Venti on the second half does help speed up my plunging speed against the Weasel, but since the first half took way too long, I was still 20 seconds short of getting that last star. I tried the same teams again, and it was around 25 seconds off. Afterwards, I started contemplating whether I should refine my Skyward Harp for more damage, but then I thought of a better idea, which is of course wishing for a potential Venti's weapon. Even though I set my path to Durin's weapon, I thought Hoyo would pull a reverse psychology on me anyways. So yeah, with a 3000 IQ move, I 1-upped the game and got Venti's signature. I quickly farmed enough materials to upgrade the weapon all the way to 90 and tried doing Abyss again with the same lineups. This time I was around 15 seconds off. And at this point, I was around 6 hours in trying to get the 3 stars on this chamber alone. So you know what my solution is other than giving up? Yep, you guessed it. Time for Durin pulls. I was pretty much rage pulling, which by the way, don't do this. I was very desperate. Anyways, I got a Tainari jump scare, who I just skipped over because I honestly didn't really care. And a pretty early guaranteed Durin, just 20 pulls later, after my Tainari. So I kept on pulling, and I got a Diluc 20 pity in, who managed to bankrupt my Primogems shortly afterwards. I spent my C6 Kaya Star Glitter funds and proceeded to do another 50 pulls with nothing to show for. So I had to use up my emergency Primogems, and in the end, I got my guaranteed Durin. So surely with C2 Durin activated, it's finally time to D-star the first chamber, right? I went back in with the same exact team, and even though I messed up a few times, I got a 15-second improvement on the first half. So with over a minute and 20 seconds left, and hopefully with my C0R1 DPS Venti, I can finally get my 36 stars with Mondstadt only. It was a close battle, but I finally got my final star from the Spiral Abyss. And you know what else makes it better? Yeah, like 100 Primogems from the final star after spending like 20k Primos. 10 out of 10 investment, and I will do it again.